Hello everybody, my name is Kart and welcome to Rogue Trader. This is a Warhammer 40k game, which I do have a surface level understanding of the universe, but I'm not some super fan who knows all the lore, so I would appreciate it if you give me some pointers and explain some of the lore in the comments below if you are. I am excited to try this tactical role-playing game. Let's start a new game. Alright, we're gonna make a custom character. If you want to skip the character creation mode, there's gonna be a timestamp in the description below, so check that out. But we're gonna start with a custom character. And let's choose ourselves an appearance. I am partial to this one, a technomancer type character. If you watch any of my other playthroughs, you might know that I am fond of leader type characters who augment and buff the team more than a frontline brawler. So more about persuasion, charm, leadership. Let's see. Zoom in on the face so I can get a good face going. Let's see what we have here. That'll do. And then for body, we have like heavy, light, and medium. Let's go with medium. Hair, he's gonna of course be a bald bro. Oh, look at this. That's some hairdo. And this one, Jesus. It's like 1600 France, but with the laser guns in the hairdo. Let's go with this one. I don't like these augmentations though. I do want to get rid of those. It's too much. And let's just change that eyebrow. Color is fine. Beard is good, but I want to change the color to a bit darker to match me a little bit more close to me. For tattoos, I want to keep it sort of minimal. Don't want to be too much, but that one looks good. Like a little bit of circuitry coming from the eye, because I want it to be like a perceptive type character, so maybe some augmentations to help with that. These things are too much. Maybe something a bit more subtle, like this one. Yeah, that one I like. As for voice, that one I don't like. I don't like the heretic, but let's go with pragmatic. Alright, as for Homeworld, I do want to be like a team leader type character, so we probably want to get something that fits that. So for Death World, we have a negative in intelligence and fellowship. Fellowship is the equivalent to charisma in other stuff, so persuasion, which I do want. So Death World is out. Voidborn has willpower and intelligence. And fortune. So this is more like a maybe a bard or something. Nah. Hive World. So these I've heard about in videos about this universe. That's basically gargantuan cities that are very packed and very miserable to live in. Although, quite honestly, from what I heard, pretty much almost every world and every species is miserable in its own right in this universe. You suffer, you die for the Emperor. But it does have +5 fellowship, +5 agility, -5 willpower, which is a negative, because you want it to, yeah, as it says, withstand the horrors of the warp. Which basically means that the way space works, space travel, is that they go through an alternate dimension, which is basically a hell dimension. So yeah, you can go mad or get torn apart by demons, basically. So like the movie Event Horizon, if any one of you watched it. Camaraderie. Outmaneuver. This one looks good. Forge, more about augmentations and solo, I think, yeah. Imperial, you can get plus 10 bonus to any skill, but otherwise it's about the Empire. But you do, no heresy. Ah, here we go. The Imperial Wars character for lore in Xenos and Warp is always 0. So that's pretty bad. I want to be knowledgeable. So I think Hive World is going to be our thing. The -5 willpower is bad, but we can get through it. As for origins, I immediately see Sanctioned Psyker, and I do want to be a mage type character which can buff and wreak havoc from a distance. So we get +5 lore and warp, more toughness and willpower. That offsets our Hive World minus. And we have a lot of interesting talents. I don't want to read all of it too much. I just want to go with the flow. I don't want to min-max. Just see what works and learn along the way. So we got subclasses or specializations. Biomancer, shape and influence their own physical form, and the allies and enemies. Diviner sounds very interesting to me, because this is me exploring the universe, this universe, and I want to know as much information and insights as I can. So being a diviner could be very interesting. Let's go with that. Triumph. So basically a good thing that happened in this guy's past, which gives a bonus. +5 lore in Xenos, which is aliens. +5 persuasion. Or +5 coercion. Coercion is out. Don't want to do that. Intimidation is not my thing in these games. Persuasion or Xenos lore. I am leaning towards Xenos lore. Let's go with that. And the darkest hour, so you have to have a minus as well. I don't want awareness minus, because awareness could be very good. And I don't want logic, so I think warp is gonna be the thing. Unfortunate, but you have to have something. Archetypes. I immediately lean towards officer, but operative could be cool as well. And they do share some like advanced classes or whatever, promotions at level 16. But master tactician or overseer could be interesting, or grand strategist. Let's start with an officer. More focused on helping my companions. Yeah. And I get bonuses to fellowship, willpower, persuasion, and commerce. Then we got our characteristics. I want to focus more on the lower 4. And I have 30 points. So intelligence helps these. I'll put that to 40. It's increments of 5. I want more perception. I want fellowship. And I want slightly more willpower. That'll do. And we have our Voidship, so at some point we'll get access to these. I like this one the most. Let's see what kind of names we can randomize. Seeker's Haven. I like that one. Go for it. So here we have our character. And we will name him Kart. And let's go. Explore this universe. Wait. Why is it... That's not the... Almost messed up. But let's go. Cool statue. Oh, what are those? Some sort of drones? This must be a temple of some sort, probably to the God Emperor.
An excellent place for contemplation. One has the best view of the cathedral from here. Mesmerizing, wouldn't you say? An impeccable manifestation of the God Emperor's sublimity.
Alright, our first dialogue. I think we want to be exemplars in loyalty right now, because we are in the middle of a ship here, and we are probably not in charge. So we'll see how the journey goes as I get more information and power. Truly an awe-inspiring sight.
That is the purpose of all temples to the God Emperor, to inspire awe and reverence. For it is the duty of his servants to persevere in their tireless service until they are presented with a chance to give their very life for the master of humanity. Allow me to introduce myself. Conrad Voigt, Master of Whispers, in the employ of Her Ladyship rogue trader Theodora von Valancius. At your service. I haven't had the pleasure of speaking with you in person before.
So you have these lore bits that you can check out. There's even an encyclopedia. Interesting. My name is Kart, and so as to avoid any misunderstanding, I am a Sanctioned Psyker.
I am aware of that fact. It would have been unacceptable negligence to have overlooked such a detail when compiling your profile. Fate bestowed upon you powers of witchcraft, and a duty to use them for the good of the Imperium. Yours is truly an unenviable lot. I will be frank with you. You may forget your past titles, no matter who gave them to you, or what their origins are. From the moment you and the other candidate were brought aboard this Voidship, your fate changed. You now serve Lord Captain Theodora von Valancius, and carry the burden of an heir of this house. Henceforth, you share your dynastic name with Her Ladyship. Bear it with honor.
What does Lord Captain mean?
Such are the traditions of the Imperium. Lord Captain is the title that was established in the annals of the Lex Imperialis, at the time when the first rogue traders entered the God Emperor's service, and therefore, it is sacrosanct.
Why have I been brought here?
So that you may fulfill your blood duty. Whatever obligations you had before, they are henceforth null and void. By order of the Lord Captain, you have been requisitioned to serve the rogue trader, indeed blessed by the God Emperor. Your former position may have been different from conventional service as part of one of the institutions of the Imperium, but from now on, a different fate awaits you. One chosen for you by the Lord Captain. I advise you to come to terms with this reality as quickly as possible.
Tell me about the one on whose ship I have found myself. This one seems redundant. Master Whispers, Spy Master.
I would rather not discuss the Lord Captain behind her back, especially not on board her ship. No one knows better than I that whispers are wont to attract particularly close attention. Suffice it to say that Her Ladyship is the bearer of the sacred Warrant of Trade, and a woman of immense power and entitlement. However privileged your position may be, I ask that you do not incur her anger by being disrespectful or obtuse. Lady Theodora despises both qualities.
That could be a useful hint for when we meet her. So be respectful and be direct when we speak to her. No, no kissing ass and no being long-winded. You say I'm one of the heirs. Is there another candidate?
There is. And you will meet him soon enough.
Let's talk about what you want.
But of course, I have come to invite you to a meeting with Lady Theodora. I imagine you have many questions for your patroness, and I'm sure she has just as many questions for you. It is regrettable that you haven't yet had an opportunity to speak. It has been an arduous voyage thus far. The Lord Captain and Master Edelthrad von Valancius are conversing on the observation platform. Let us join them there.
Edelthrad must be the other candidate. Alright. Recognizable controls from other games we played. Let's check out the interface. We have our inventory. We have a trusty revolver. We have a summary, features, archetypes, reputation for different factions. Convictions. Interesting. And we have our journal, a map, the dictionary, encyclopedia, Voidship management. Haven't unlocked that one yet. And party formation. Cool. Let's try to find this Theodora as quickly as possible, unless there's anything interesting to find. The sacred mechanism has been interfered with brought to reverence. The duration of data processing cycle has tripled. I don't think there's anything really useful around here, unless I see a named character.
Follow my lead.
Someone is worshipping over there. Let's just try to find Theodora as soon as possible here.
One of the von Valancius trophy rooms. Perhaps you would like to take a look around after your audience with the Lord Captain.
I would. Hopefully I can get my own trophy room one of these days.
What's happening?
Oh, they're going Berserk.
Run! The Servitors have gone Berserk!
Oh, I nailed it. You stole my line.
Death will find you soon.
Ah, it appears we have our combat tutorial. Start combat.
To the heretics.
Oh, okay. Try to keep my distance. Lesson learned. So here's Conrad, and here's me. Movement in combat. Grid-based, movement points, all pretty familiar from other games, such as Wasteland. I have my buffs. One is a dodge and parry buff that lasts until the end of combat. Pretty useful. And I can force an ally to push themselves for 1 round. Cool. Let's see. Am I in range? 45% chance to hit. What is the ideal range here? 12 cell radius. Can I count? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 2, 3. It's probably right around outside radius. So let's move on up a bit and see if my chances go up. They do, to 75%. But I do want to try to buff someone. I have a feeling both of you are going to die in one shot like your friends over here. So let's buff myself. I can't. Let's buff you. Oh, I shot you. I shot you. I'm sorry. I wanted to buff you. Okay, lesson learned. Lesson learned. So, 1 there, shift 1 for buffs. End turn. Let's try not to make that mistake when I have better characters or better gear. But we do know that friendly fire is a thing then. He's just buffing up. Not doing much. Let's keep our distance.
Let's see how they respond to this.
And we'll buff ourselves. Wait, did I automatically get buffed? No?
I don't have time for this.
I almost shot myself.
All too easy.
And then 75% to hit, 4 to 7 damage.
Purposes.
5. Not bad. Good thing he's not coming for me. But now I probably want to keep my distance a bit more. So let's move over here. You still have your buff. Maybe I should try the other buff on you.
Not my specialty.
Oh, he's already under some buff. And I can't use it on myself. So let's fire. What? 45? Step 1 closer. That's better. And enter. Go for Conrad, please. Thank you. Oh, so much for him.
What suspiciously poor timing for such an accident. Servitors malfunction on the officer's deck at exactly the same moment when the rogue trader and her heirs are gathered here. I have blocked all passages between the upper and lower sectors of the residential decks. If this is a deliberate attack, it should stop the culprits from advancing their plan.
Oh, we got backup. Spread out. No one is allowed to enter the premises. Stations!
I'm afraid I must remain here. For Lady Theodora's safety, I have to oversee the execution of these orders personally. I hope you will have no difficulty reaching the observation platform on your own. It is just at the end of this corridor.
Alright. Can I loot these guys? Or is it too early for that? The malfunction was the short-circuiting of the motive force.
A new challenge for me?
Let's continue on. I want to meet Theodora as soon as possible. She's probably this way, though. So let's explore a little bit. Oh, a named character. No, I can't talk to you. Wait, I forgot to check on the right as well. Ah, it's a dead end. Oh, hello. The Grand Voidship Temple occupies the entire space below the officer's deck and is lit by countless candles and lumens. Wasn't this where I started? Or was it here? Probably here, because we went somewhere here. Alright, let's keep going over here. The lifts carrying people around the decks move with a loud grounding noise. I hope the background sound isn't bad, by the way. I am living in Europe, so there's a heat wave going on. Fans are on maximum. Multiple ones. Alright. This area looks blocked off too. So I guess we're going down here. What is this? The massive metal structure never stops moving for a moment. Light bounces off the orbits and figures representing celestial bodies. Oh, it's like an orrery or whatever it's called. Oh, is that... There she is, Theodora.
That is simply irrational, Lady Theodora. Assimilation into the trade structure would be political and economic suicide. Practically an admission of heresy.
Then suggest an alternative that will satisfy me. I have described the situation. No worse than my seneschal could have done. Make a decision. What will you do with Ion 6, Edelthrad?
I want to be the perceptive type, so let's try to use it and survey the room. Your first impression of Edelthrad, who appears to be about 30 years old, is a parchment-like skin stretched over a tightly bundled mass of sinew, implants, and bone. The nervously twitching fingers, the face twisted by a slight tic, and the jerky movements are all signs of some illness or defect that has taken over his physical form. In stark contrast to Edelthrad, Theodora von Valancius' features appear as if they were carved from marble, eternal and indestructible. Head raised high, proud posture, hands clasped casually behind her back. Everything seems to emphasize the difference in status between her and Edelthrad. Next to the two of them, you see two more men. One is a grey-haired officer of impeccable bearing who is studying the contents of his data slate, and the other is a behemoth bristling with holsters and baldricks containing all manner of weapons.
Our second candidate has joined us. Approach and give me your answer. Consider this hypothetical situation. Ion 6. A new world on the fringes of the Koronus Expanse. High seismic activity, regular magma eruptions, metamorphic rock deposits, prospects for large-scale mining. The world is populated by natives who worship some heretical underworld spirits that protect those who offer them sacrifices. Flights of fancy, you might say, but attempts to install ore extractors have failed for the second time. The mining crews sent to the planet's surface simply vanished overnight. My question to you is, what would you do with this poisoned treasure?
We got our first skill options. It appears to be a passive skill test. If we have allies, the party with the highest score and the applicable skill is selected. So it's going to be good to have a well-rounded party. I do want to use my Xenos lore. We could send several Psykers to do it, but they might get killed. And I don't think she has that many of them. Those spirits could well be the natives' name for dangerous aliens. I would first verify if that is indeed the case and if the population of Ion 6 engages in Xeno worship.
Reasonable and prudent. However, chasing after ethereal creatures may prove a rather long and fruitless endeavor.
Apart from Xenos, an untrodden planet might be teeming with myriad horrors that are far more dangerous and difficult to eradicate. I suspect that you are simply unaware of their existence.
I gave a straight answer to a simple question, which, as I understand, was still more than you could do, Edelthrad.
Insolent, ignorant upstart. How dare you?
Edelthrad, I believe I gave you an assignment on this ship. Explain to me then why my senior congregator is still dawdling about the officer's deck, instead of proceeding to the middle decks to commence the inspection of the compartments in his purview.
I beg your forgiveness, Lady Theodora. Your presence has such a profound effect on me that I well forgot the time.
So, why are you here?
Now, we did learn from Conrad that she likes being straightforward, so let's go with this. There are questions that I wish to have answered.
You are direct. I approve. But you will have to wait. There is something I want you to understand first.
Looks like we chose correctly.
My name is Theodora von Valancius Massimo of Scaris. I am a rogue trader in the service of the God Emperor of humanity. And my rights and freedoms are vindicated by a most sacred relic. The Warrant of Trade, kept aboard this very vessel. Mine is the honor to venture into the darkness, beyond the Imperium, and carry humanity's light where powers wicked and heretical reign, and bow death and ruin to us all. It is my decision alone to determine the fate of whatever I find past the bounds of the explored void. Every world I discover, along with all there is to find thereon, resources, people, riches, and mysteries, is mine by right. I command millions of lives, rule over numerous planets, and possess fortunes that no planetary governor or commander could dream of amassing. And you are one of those with von Valancius blood in their veins and a rightful claim to this inheritance when the hour comes.
Nice! Hopefully I can become you soon. I don't want to be too direct, or do I? I'm ready to take on the sacred purpose.
Oh yes, you would be, wouldn't you? The question is, am I ready to choose you over the rest? You came aboard hours before the warp jump, and have not yet distinguished yourself in any way. As things currently stand, I have doubts that you are suitable for the role of rogue trader.
I actually figured that would be the wrong choice, but I just wanted to see what happened.
Blood right alone is not enough to earn the high honor of becoming the bearer of a warrant of trade. Nonetheless, your abilities and talents may yet prove useful. If not for the role of Lord Captain, then for that of their closest ally. Alas, even those responsibilities can at times be too challenging for those who share your blood. Conrad Voigt served me for many years before he made his mistake.
Oh, the spy master is related to you?
His kinship to me is most distant, as is yours. Nonetheless, he does bear the name von Valancius, even if he avoids using it publicly, and as such, strictly speaking, can be considered my heir. That door, however, is closed to him. Voigt's performance in his current role is satisfactory. Or it used to be, at least.
So something happened between them. But we already met Edelthrad. Thank you for clarifying. May I ask my questions now?
I have some time before the navigator gives the signal to initiate the Voidship's translation out of the warp, and my presence is required on the bridge.
I should probably mention that some Servitors went Berserk and attacked the crew.
Is that so? Perhaps the technomats were careless during maintenance. Or it could be the warp playing tricks on us in spite of the Gellerfield. Or perhaps there is something to all the stories about the ship being possessed after all.
Lady Theodora, for the God Emperor's sake, surely you do not intend to start repeating idle rumors spread about by uneducated riffraff.
Enough, Abelard. Such hearsay amuses me. Idira eagerly retells me everything she learns from the whispers of her unseen advisors. This ship is ancient. It has enough hidden nooks, malfunctioning cogitators, and unused compartments to make ignorant folks speak of specters dwelling inside the bulkheads and plotting against those who yet live.
What are my current responsibilities?
Observe, learn, absorb. It will take time for you to find your bearings aboard this vessel and in your new position. Eventually, I will find a post that suits you as I did for Edelthrad. Until that time comes, consider yourself my aide.
Where are we headed?
The Rycad system, the domain of rogue trader Winterscale, one of my peers and rivals. Besides me, 2 other rogue traders exist in the Koronus Expanse, and each of them possesses resources comparable to mine. Perhaps you will one day assist House von Valancius in surpassing both of them in affluence and splendor.
I hope so.
I set the course for Rycad on the demand that... for a very specific reason. Perhaps I shall yet apprise you of the purpose for this voyage, but now is not the time.
I have no more questions.
In that case, I shall head to... Disturbances reported on the adjacent decks. Seneschal, if the need arises, protect the new blood. It is possible that the chance to prove your worth may present itself sooner than you may have anticipated.
Oh, hello. We're being invaded. Take defensive positions.